No, it isn't clickbait. Leeds United are looking like they're about to sell a wonder kid for a seven-figure sum to Manchester City. The 15-year-old Finley Gorman looks like he's going to make his move to Manchester City, and I'm going to take a deep dive into that purely because it's something quite interesting to look at, the way that football academies work at the moment. Ultimately, who Finley Gorman is, what it means for Leeds United, and is it a good thing going forwards for us? First up, we got to start with what we know. And sorry, this seems a little bit stumbly. I literally just got the news through whilst I was eating. Chaos. What we know is that it looks like he's gone to Manchester City. The sum looks like it will be seven figures, so over £1 million, not quite £10 million. I'd guess 1 to 3 is roughly the sort of correct area. And rumours are it will be a British record transfer fee for a 15-year-old. Absolutely huge. And yeah, that's quite telling considering the number of players that have pinged between the top Premier League clubs in recent years, with Man City buying from Man United, Chelsea buying from Arsenal, that sort of stuff. It's absolutely chaos. In theory, it could come down to compensation, in which a tribunal would have to discuss the amount of money that Manchester City owe us. In order to get around that, I think Manchester City will just seek to agree a fee permanently and say, look, don't need to do tribunal stuff, don't need to do compensation stuff. This will do this much money. And that is completely fine by me because it means we are certain to get that British transfer record fee. However, you can't really be happy with a player leaving without knowing who they are. So who is Finley Gorman? Finley Gorman is just 15 years of age, but he's been very, very impressive considering his youth. He's played for England's under-16s as a 14-year-old. For some reason, I've spelt that wrong. It's not and 14. At the age of 14, he made his debut for England's under-16s, the same as Harry Gray, which is Archie Gray's brother. It's a good job I was already researching for a Leeds United Academy video, wasn't it? Because of his age, he means he has broken some impressive records already. He's the youngest player to score twice in a Premier League under-18 fixture ever, which is really impressive considering the standard that is in Premier League under-18. And the way that he plays is not what you guess from this record. He's more of a creative midfielder than a striker, which is, yeah. He's got incredibly skillful footwork, and from what I've seen, his passing range is also impeccable. He's really, really good on the ball. He's great off the ball, getting into the right positions. And he's someone that, if he was a senior player, I'd really hope that we could keep a hold of. However, realistically, we can't. He's not got a contract at Leeds United because he's too young. He wouldn't be able to sign a contract at Leeds United until September of 2025, when he would turn 17 years old. That's where the potential problem comes in. Because he's not signed a contract with us, because he's purely on schoolboy terms here, any team can just swing in and go, would you like to come and play for us? And then they just have to pay the compensation. The fact that we're actively in a conversation with Manchester City here about a specific fee and selling him is very, very promising for us. It shows that we want to do everything above board rather than them tapping him up. It's a good thing. But what does it mean for the academy? And this is where some people might have some slight issues with the move. First up, are we at risk of losing talent from this move? Arguably, yes. It shows that big Premier League sides are willing to just swing in and take your better players if you are a championship team. And being in the championship, I think, is part of the cause of this problem. Of course, Manchester City, when they come knocking, you're probably going to say yes, at least from Finley Gorman's point of view. But if we were in the Premier League, we'd have a little bit more of an allure. We could say, look, there's a path to Premier League football here. You can develop with minutes rather than going to Manchester City and sitting on the bench behind Alvarez, Foden, Grealish. There's a clearer pathway at Leeds United in theory, and being able to sell that in the Premier League is a big advantage. Plus, being in the Premier League would mean that we can fend off the likes of Aston Villa if they came knocking. Who knows? There was also the discussion around Archie Gray as well, and whether or not Liverpool would try and sign him for £40 million. Luckily, he has a contract with Leeds United, which is very, very good for us. It means that we can actually have a position to negotiate from, but there's still that risk there. Between him and Archie Gray and Harry Gray, it also shows that the youth side is clearly producing some very, very strong players. Of course, if Manchester City are looking to break records to sign our players, it's a good sign. If Liverpool are looking to pay £40 million for Archie Gray, it's a good sign. Harry Gray, 14 years old still, I think, has scored 3 goals in 3 appearances in Premier League under 18. Absolutely incredible. And it shows that as the prime academy in Yorkshire, Thorpe Arch is still producing some really, really good footballers and will continue to do so. So first up, we need to talk about the benefits for Leeds United. This gives us the transfer revenue that we can reinvest. Although we have just sold an attacking player, we got Lewis Pirrie in from Aberdeen over the summer for less money, and we can use the cash from Finley Gorman to reinvest in other very, very promising players from around the country. We can create an academy that doesn't only have our own talent, but is building on the talent from around the country. Absolutely perfect idea. I like it. Also, we can use it to invest in youth coaching, everything like that. A youth coach is far cheaper than a senior football coach. And the better your youth coaching, the better your academy prospects, and the better your academy prospects, the better the players that you're producing. The likes of Harry Gray, say if there's a younger third one, we'll call him Charlie or something, was coming through the academy now and there's better coaching for him, then of course he's going to develop into a better footballer. And it's also a sign that the academy is currently strong, rather than just having the potential to become strong. The more money that we've invested, the better, and it's shown that we have invested that money, and the pipeline of players that come from junior football, the under-8s even, all the way through to the senior side, is profitable. Being able to sell one player like this is gonna fund the academy for years, and it signs that the academy itself is strong and has talent in it that we can build. And it also helps us to attract more young players. First up, it shows that this is a place where players can develop into really, really good footballers. The likes of Archie Gray show that the fact that he's come in to become a first team footballer. But also, if you don't want to play for Leeds United and that isn't your biggest dream and you want to play for the biggest clubs in Europe and whatever, you want to compete for Champions Leagues, the likes of Manchester City swinging in and saying, you know what, we'll have Finley Gorman is very, very good for us because it shows players that might be a little bit iffy between do I go to a more prestigious academy or do I go to Leeds United, that Leeds is still a pathway to the very top of football, even if we might not be there right now. Everything that we can do to make the club more attractive to younger players is a benefit, without a doubt. And ultimately, I think that whilst we have sold a wonder kid for a British record fee, it all cycles around to eventually being a good thing for us. We get plenty of money. We get to advertise the academy a little bit more. Finley Gorman gets to go out and be a promising player at Manchester City and become who he is going to be. Manchester City get a very good youngster. I don't think anyone has truly lost out in this deal. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think. I will have a full academy video probably coming tomorrow now. I was going to film it this afternoon, but I guess this is here now. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you later.